Welcome, everybody, to Sunday night. Ask Us Anything. We're Mike and Jen, and Bo is around here someplace. Oh, here's Bo. He just came in right now. He's here. He heard his name.
Yeah, there's Bo. Hey, Bo.
We've got some bad weather out there, so
bad weather. We have a tornado warning. The sirens just went out a little while ago.
It doesn't. Well, it's gotten dark.
Yeah.
Can't tell.
So if we go off the air real quick,
don't worry.
Don't worry. Hopefully, we're in a better place, But that would explain it. There was a tornado where the sirens all went off and all that stuff. But I think it's, I think it's skirting us. We'll know soon enough. Welcome. This is being simulcast on the RV Lifestyle Facebook group. Hi, everybody in the group. Over 70,000 members on that group. Also on our Facebook RV Lifestyle page. 400,000+ likes on that one. Hi, everybody there. On our Facebook supporters group. Hi, supporters. You guys are our special, special VIPs around here. And over on YouTube on the RV Lifestyle channel, where we have a bunch of YouTube special members as well. So thank you all for watching us wherever you are. Big announcement. We want to announce the winners of our sweepstakes. We have been doing these a couple times a month. And we've had just great prizes. This latest one had almost 10,000 entries. Isn't that something? And from all over the world, actually, even though he's only going to go to somebody in the U.S. But the winners are of the Waggle Cam, which is that little camera. We did a video on our YouTube channel of you can see your dog, your pet in the RV. And if it's a good dog or a good pet, you can push a button and it'll dispense a treat to him. $300 value. The winner of that is Bridget from Detroit, Michigan. Congratulations, Bridget. And then also with that sweepstakes, we also had a second prize, which is a $200 value, and that is the Waggle Pet Monitor, which gives you a readout to your smartphone of what the temperature is in your RV. And the winner of the Waggle Pet Monitor is Chad, and he is from Earlysville, Virginia. So Bridget and Chad, congratulations, and stay with us. We hope to have another sweepstakes for you very soon, and we'll let you know all about that. Let's get ready for your questions and to go over the ground rules on how to get those questions to us so we can answer them in real time. Let's bring on Phyllis Kerr. Hi, Phyllis. How are you today? And it looks like I see the sun setting in Iowa. There's a little sun coming through the window over your left shoulder.
It's absolutely beautiful. I did go look at the radar on my phone to see what was coming your way, though. I was a little concerned, but it's beautiful here. It's absolutely a perfect day. And, all the leaves are changing and starting to fall and all that. So it's all good. I just noticed that the people on YouTube, they just have this down. It's like you have this crew of people who really know how to do it. They type question in all caps, they type comment in all caps, and they do that really, really well. And so yes, good job, everybody. And, you have over on YouTube extra little emojis and all sorts of things you can do, and super chat and all sorts of fun little perks that you have over there. And especially if you're a member and you've joined the channel and you have a membership fee that you pay for the YouTube channel, that you get even extra stuff that Christopher created for you. There's a little bow and all sorts of cool things that you can put into the comments, and that would be totally cool to do. And so that's super neat.
So is this a good time for me to make the pitch?
Which pitch?
Subscribe.
Which one? Yes.
Well, what happens is everybody on our team is saying and Jennifer, we don't pitch for you guys to subscribe as much as we should. We always kind of say at the end of our videos, don't forget to subscribe, blah, blah, blah. But really, it is important. If you have not yet subscribed to the RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube, when you do that, especially like tonight, if a bunch of you sign up and subscribe, and all that is just subscribing. You don't get deluged with email or anything like that. Just subscribe. YouTube takes notice of that, and then they show our videos more frequently so other people can see it.
Now, if they're already subscribed, if they subscribe again, will they go off?
No. You can only subscribe once.
Okay.
But make sure.
Don't try twice.
So when you subscribe, or if you have subscribed and not click the bell icon, that's another thing they like, that bell icon, because that then says you guys really like these videos and you want to know when new ones come on. And so they say, oh, this must be a good channel. So we're pitching you to please subscribe. We'd love to see a bunch of you do that. I got to remember to do that more often. But it helps us out a whole lot, and it helps this channel and our videos get seen more places. So please subscribe, click the bell icon. And if you're already subscribed, give this video right now, this one, a thumbs up. So I'll only say this once more tonight, later on. So
come on, can you say it 2 more times?
I could say it a bunch,
Okay.
But how did I do that?
That was good. You just need to do it a little shorter, and you're all good.
Yeah, you're a wordy guy.
I give up. Okay. I'm just trying to explain the dire importance of it. All right. Phyllis Care is going to keep monitoring and sending us everything over on YouTube. It's our friend Chris Cowley. And Chris, we need to get you hooked up with the webcam so we can at least bring you in at the top of this, and all of our YouTube folks can see Chris, who is also helping with the questions and putting links up and everything there that you might see in the comments.
Yes.
So Phyllis, we'll check with you later. Thank you. And Chris, again, thanks over on YouTube. Now let's jump into your questions. Let's see what we got for one of the first ones that we have this night. This is from Jana.
We recently spent several cool nights in the Tennessee mountains and needed our low wattage heater. Every window and vent was shut tight. Was that safe? Did we need a source of some fresh air?
I always am a believer that you should have at least a crack in one of the windows. It just helps to get some fresh air in there. It's not going to make your unit that much colder. Even when we camp in, 0-degree weather, and we're running our RV heater and one of those little low wattage ceramic heaters that we keep, we always have a window open. Sometimes we actually have two, so it's a little cross ventilation, but I think it's important to do that. So I would urge you to do that. Those little ceramic heaters are wonderful. That's all you need. This is a strange time of year because you need, in many places, I was camping in Ohio this week. I had to go alone. I was all by myself.
I tried to get you to take Bo.
Yeah. Anyway, I was there. It was a meeting we had to do the next day, so I went overnight. But it was cold enough that I had to have the heater on at night, and it was warm enough in the daytime I needed the air conditioner. So it's a strange time of year. But when you do run a heater, it's just always good to have some air. So good question, Jana, and I bet the Tennessee mountains were beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is from Rosalie Sperduti.
Hello from chilly and rainy Syracuse, New York. Where is the best place to go and warm to spend the winter months and be around other RVers and van lifers?
Warm? You're talking south of Sarasota, Florida, anywhere on the Florida Peninsula, or the Phoenix area of Arizona, Phoenix, Tucson, that way. That's warm, 70s, 80s sometimes, the further south you go. Or Quartzsite, Arizona. If you really want to hang around the van lifers, Quartzsite is where everybody is going to be, the big RV show. I just wrote it on our board the other day. It's, what is the dates for that? Can
Looks
you read
like January 22nd to the 30th.
January 22nd through the 30th is Quartzsite, and everybody camps in the desert. The temperature in the daytime out there is in the 60s, low 70s. Beautiful, always. And lots and lots and lots of your van lifers there. So go to Quartzsite. It's free camping in the desert.
That will really be roughing it. No hookups?
No hookups, but if you
Yeah,
got some
beautiful.
solar, you don't need much really.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's where to go, Rosalie. And you want to get out of chilly and rainy Syracuse. I know that feeling. This is from Dale.
How far in advance do you start planning your road trips in order to make reservations, etc.? Thanks, from Dale in Florida.
Well, we're setting off on our next big road trip next week, and we're going to make our way from Michigan to Natchez, Mississippi, and we're having a gathering for our YouTube supporters, our YouTube members, and our Facebook supporters. And we're heading off. We are going to only go 330 miles a day. We're going to stick to our rule. And would you believe, Dale, we have not made one single reservation yet. I have no idea what route we're going to take yet, or
Here
how
comes
we're going to
the
get
Cracker
there.
Barrel, here we come.
No, we're going to find some nice spots to stay. If I had my druthers, I would leave a day or two early and go straight west, and then take the Mississippi all the way down. But I don't think I have the time to do that. So we'll take 3 or 4 days to get there. It's only a little over 1,000 miles from where we are. And I haven't made any reservations at this point. We prefer not making reservations, but in these days, you often have to.
It's good to make reservations in these days.
So I would urge you, if you particularly if you're kind of new, make your reservations and make them, as far out in advance as you can. You can always cancel them if you find a different route you're going to take. But it's a little easier this time of year, although October is I think it's the best time anywhere to camp and to RV. But I would make your reservations as far in advance as you can. You're coming, I would not bet you're going to be, well, maybe you are going to camp in Florida. But if you're, I don't know where you're going. So I'm just making a big assumption there. But Florida's a great place to camp in the
Dale
winter.
from Florida.
Yeah. So Dale, as far in advance as you can, and that will help you out. James Massey.
Thanks for the Pike Peak video. Very helpful.
Yeah, we just put that up. If you haven't seen that, the reason we put that on is we had done that some years ago when we had a Sprinter van, and we just did a video to show what it's like. It's pretty fun. It's a little bit right knuckled. So we did a similar one on the Going to the Sun Road that I have shown, but the Pikes Peak video, particularly coming down, it can be a little hairy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's up on rvlifestyle.com. And the reason it is because people were asking about it last Sunday night. So we put it up.
That was fun.
Yeah. R. Hutchin 3.
In the Wonder, does the bathroom sink empty into the black tank?
No, empties into the gray tank. There's freshwater tank. You don't want anything emptying in there. There's the gray tank, which is all the sinks and, your dishwater, water and all that stuff, your dishwater and, where you wash your hands and your sinks, they go in the gray tank. And the stuff that you put in the toilet is what goes in the black tank. So that's
true with all RVs, I believe.
All of them. Bob Leach.
Where did you camp along Natchez Trace Parkway? On the way to Natchez?
Several places. They're all in the video. In fact, if you look at go to our YouTube channel right now, and you'll see several places that we camped. You'll see we camped at, I don't think we showed that. We camped at the Lewis and Clark campground on the Natchez Trace, which is a little bit south of Nashville. We stayed at, what was the name of that? It was named after the senator that, I can't remember, but we stayed at we stopped at all 3 primitive campgrounds. We show you a couple of them in the video that's up right now on the youtube.com/RV Lifestyle. And then we have a whole video series we did on the Natchez Trace, but there's 3 National Park Service campgrounds on the Trace. And then every community has great places to stay. We stayed, for example, near Tupelo at Trace State Park. That's also in the video that just went up yesterday. Absolutely fantastic state park.
They were.
And then we stayed at a huge reservoir just off the Trace in a small town, and that's on the video as well today. So lots of places to stay on the Natchez Trace, and the national park campgrounds are all free. No electric hookups.
You can't book them ahead of time.
Can't book them ahead of time. First come, first serve. This is a good time of year to go. Particularly, and the colors should be great out there.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Nelson.
Have you heard about Tiffin's new Class B?
We did. We didn't see it at Hershey when we were there, and we've heard a bunch on it. I've looked it up. I'm glad to see Tiffin building a Class B. They did their first Class C a few years ago with a Wayfarer, and it's had great success. And their new Class B just came out. It's got one of those weird names. I don't know what it's got an O in the end of it, I think, or an A, Lawata or something. I don't know, but it's a just Tiffin Class B. Class Bs are everywhere. Everybody's jumping on van life, and they're very, very popular.
So what chassis are they using?
They're using, I think they're using the Sprinter. I would be surprised if they're on either the Sprinter or the Transit. I would have to look it up and check it out. I don't know. Somebody will tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, they'll tell me I'm wrong. But good for Tiffin. Tiffin was just recently bought. It's now officially owned by the Thor Corporation, which is the largest RV manufacturing company in the world. Christine Rivet.
What did you think of the Hershey RV show this year? Saw you at the KOA. What did you think of that campground? Well, we really liked the Hershey RV show. I mean, when I was standing in line before the two of us got back together again after a lot of details.
You got to see the video. She'll know what she's talking about.
Everybody was so nice and everybody was so happy. You never appreciate things until you lose them. And then everybody being able to go back to an RV show. There was a festive feeling in line, and everybody that we encountered was, everybody's really nice. The one lady got upset because I was blocking the door so you could shoot a video, and she said, "Are you getting in or not?"
She was a little cranky.
She didn't know what I was doing, and I was trying to keep everybody out so you could shoot a video.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we were happy. We liked it.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot other than the Tiffin, which we missed, the Tiffin B. There weren't a lot of really new things that were innovative, anything that really struck our sense, except maybe, again, the continuing population of Class B vans, and in particular, the short Sprinter chassis, that 19-foot, 144-inch wheelbase Sprinter. That's everybody's building on that now, which is really good for two people. A lot of van lifers like that. That was the biggest trend we saw. Everybody's trying to get into the Class B market. And we had a great time. The KOA, she asked about the KOA. We stayed there.
We stayed there a couple of years ago, and we liked it, and we liked it this time as well. Yeah,
I don't know if you saw us on the Friday night, or was it Saturday night? It was Friday night, I think. They had a great little party at the KOA where they bring in wine and beer from a local microbrewery and winery, and they kind of have a little snacks for everybody, and the KOA does that. And yeah, that was just a really fun time, just socializing with everybody. We really enjoyed meeting everybody at that party. Bob Leach.
Are there facilities at Quartzsite?
Well, yeah, but you probably will not be able to get into any of them because they're books. I mean, at Quartzsite, there'll be 100,000 people in the desert around Quartzsite during the month of January. So most everybody boondocks in the desert. There are a couple of big RV parks there. There are places that you can have that'll come out and
empty your
honey
tanks.
Trucks, they call them, where they'll empty your black tanks and put in some fresh water. And you can drive around depending on how big your RV is. But yeah, there are some.
Might not be there when you come back and be willing to realize you got to find another spot.
It's a big deal. Big desert, you'll find lots of places. But there are several RV parks there. Get on, start trying to reserve them now, and you might have luck. But maybe not, because it's a very popular gathering place. I don't know anybody that stays in parks. Everybody I know boondocks in the desert. Rule Zero Media.
We started calling RV parks back in February to get a reservation for St. Petersburg, Florida, January 2022. Took us 4 months of calling and emailing to finally get a place to park.
There you go. Just what I said. You've got to get on that real quick. It's crazy. Hey, I see Michael Stanley came up. Hi, Mike. Good to see you on there. I just was at the mothership that makes your RV. I was just there this week. Michael says, Tiffin calls their bee. I told you it was a weird name. The Cahaba. I should look that up.
You should look it up. Find out what that means.
Yeah,
Cahaba.
Siri, what does Cahaba mean? Siri's not been real good lately. Let's see. She's on it. That's a river. It's the name of a river, 194-mile river in Alabama, which is where Tiffin makes their stuff. Okay.
So that's a good name.
That's a great
name. Very
good
name.
So the Cahaba. Thank you, Mike, for letting us know that. Patricia.
Did you find a workaround? Did you find a walk around for the hard to reach black and gray water release?
Well, easiest thing for me is I lost a little bit of weight, Patricia, and it's just easier to bend down and pull them out now. That's my workaround. Bo is in with this again.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see Bo down there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his old Bo.
Is it raining? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Bo, say hi. So I don't know if it's not that bad. You just have to bend down. You don't have to get on your knees, and you can pull the black and the gray valve
And
out.
if you did have to get on your knees, what you could do is have a little bench that you could bring out to sit on so that you don't have to get on your knees, because not everybody can get on their knees.
Yeah. But that's probably a little pet peeve, but it's not as bad as on the Unity. The fresh water drain was, you had to get down on your back and crawl underneath it to release it. And we did find, we did a little PVC pipe and we pulled that out and put a valve on that. And that was really easy. But
I would be so worried that somehow you'd get the wrong tank or.
Oh no, it's a different area. But I'm used to it now. And it's not bad. I just have to bend over and the belly's not quite as much root. It's crowding me out as much as it used to. So it's a little easier to bend over and get it. I know it could be a whole lot easier. Don't say anything, but we're working on that too. James Massey.
Some of the new RVs allow selective mixing of the gray and black tank contents. Seems that would optimize capacity.
Maybe in some of the new ones. I don't know.
What would be the good and the bad of this?
I
might
think
be able to carry more.
Well, you'd probably have one tank, right? So it probably wouldn't be as big because, you'd be mixing and matching. There's usually much less in your gray tank than there is in the black. I don't like the idea of mixing and having it all out of one tank, because when you empty, you always empty the black tank first and then shut the valve when it's empty. And then you open the valve for the gray, and the gray will then run through and it will flush it out. Yeah, much of that, anything that coats the inside of the hose. So I would definitely not take that unless I had I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't. In fact, that would be a deal breaker for me. I would not get one of those. Just like I would not get a what is it? A composite? No, what is it? The compact toilet, the cassette toilet. I wouldn't get one of those either.
But that's what they're putting in everything.
They're putting it in just in the small RVs.
Mm-hmm.
The kids don't know anything. The small van lifers, so they don't care. But I'm not getting.
They're probably out in the bushes anyway.
Pam Hart.
I bought a 2022 Thor Scope Model M. I pick it up next week. What are your thoughts on this van size?
Pam, I don't know how big it is. I don't know that one. I mean, Thor. Good grief, they have every 2 weeks they got 6 new models, and so I don't know. I don't keep up on every model. I did not see the Scope, I don't think. So I can kind of look it up here a little bit and see if I can find anything. Let's see what I can find on the Thor Scope, you said?
Yeah, no, I wonder where Pam saw this and bought it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it was at a show. And she saw it, pick it up next week, maybe ordered it at the show.
It looks like, is that the 18, what is it? You said 2022.
Floor plans.
It's 84,000 MSRP. It's kind of small. It's a very small one. It looks like it's on the Ram ProMaster chassis, 17 foot, 11 inches. That is nice and tiny though. You could park
just
anywhere,
like a car,
Mm-hmm. And I think it's that whole trend for smaller, because the next smallest size is the 19 inch, but you're on that ProMaster van chassis. So 17 feet.
I think that's
almost
perfect.
18, 17, 11. So it's
perfect
18
for
feet.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
You don't need all that extra room.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it, it's got a couple different floor plans, and it's got everything you need in it. If you're traveling alone or with a pet, man, you're in seventh heaven, Pam. You will have no problems parking that on the street or in a parking lot.
I think the smaller is better.
Yeah.
I know you would like more room.
But, I'm happy with that. You can give me I'd go do a 10 again if I had to. I like that too. So congratulations, Pam. That's awesome.
Yeah.
James Massey.
We recently stayed at the nicest state park ever at Colorado Springs, about to add Cheyenne Mountain State Park to our steps map.
We have stayed there. Great story about Cheyenne Mountain too, because that's where the Strategic Air Command had this bomb-proof city in there in the mountain. They built it, but it is a very nice state park. We have stayed there, and that was our base for doing Pike's Peak and the video we just talked about. You talk about the steps map. He's talking about this right here. This is our group map. It's absolutely free. It's an app that you can get on your phone, and you can then search. It's where we put in all these places we talk about all the time. And so, James, go put that in. Everybody can find it. It's a great service for trying to find stuff, from whether it's a restaurant you found on the road that you want to tell everybody about, or an attraction, or a campground. So that step map is a pretty cool thing. Marty Santic.
Seems everyone is selling an e-bike. Have you looked at any of the other manufacturers? Some have a better battery. Some have more torque.
Marty, we are. You know, we've realized we can't really carry the e-bikes that we have in our Wonder. They're just too big. We don't have a big enough hitch on the back for it. And even though we have that great garage, which we like, we would really need a couple of foldable bikes. So we're thinking of selling those bikes that we have, and then and picking up a couple of foldable ones that we can, collapsible ones that we can fit in the garage. So you're right. The technology is just continuing to improve on e-bikes as they're more and more popular. So we're doing some checking, and you'll probably hear more from us as we spend the next couple months looking to see what we might want to try. Good question. Sandy B.
What's the best way to clear sediment from RV pipes? We tried letting water run for a few minutes and filters at the faucet. Thanks.
Well, the first thing you should do is every year is check the filter in your water pump. There's a video on the RV Lifestyle YouTube channel that will show you how to do that. It's pretty simple. Just a little filter like that, and you just got to turn off the water so it doesn't come up, and take it out. And you'll be amazed at the sediment that collects in that filter. So get that out, just clean it out,
Maybe
put it back in.
Maybe a couple times a year if your water's not coming out properly.
Right, yeah. And then in each of the faucets, you can usually unscrew that, and you'll be amazed at the stuff that gets in the little sediment that's in there. So that's what I would do. Usually, most of that sediment is trapped in the water filter itself, in that filter, and that's pretty easy to get out. And if you can't do it, any RV repair place can do it in 2 minutes. It's literally all it takes. Just gotta get down wherever it's located, turn off one valve, turn off another valve, so it's because it passes through it, and then take it off, empty it out, put it back in, and wow, suddenly you have water pressure again. Thanks, Sandy, for the question. Lisa Gregory.
Without electric stabilizers, is it difficult to get them up and down? Without electric stabilizers.
I don't.
They don't have any, so they want to know, when we use our stabilizers, is it easy or hard to get stable?
Well, they're electric. You push a button and they automatically extend and level the vehicle. I think maybe you're talking about other RVs that have the stabilizers that kind of fold up, and you just drop them down and then you crank them, or you use a tool to tighten them up. No, it's usually not. They usually will fold right up underneath the RV. But the electrics are the ultimate one. They're really nice to have. We put them on our Wonder, and we're kind of set. We're glad we have them, but they could work a little better. We were the very first ones to have them put on the Ford Transit, and we've had little issues with them, but still it's great. But the electric, the regular stabilizers that just fold down, they're jacks is what we used to call them. It's not hard to get them back up. Eric Phillips.
I assume you don't carry firewood in the LTV. Do you always just buy it when you arrive at your destination? The answer is yes. We always just buy it when we arrive at our destination.
And most places, you're not allowed to bring firewood in.
It's against the law to carry firewood from place to place.
Yeah, insects and
diseases,
infestations, and all these diseases that come. So most of them won't let you bring it in.
We considered getting the propane fire pit. We considered that, but we somebody gave us a smokeless fireplace. We can use real wood, and it is pretty smokeless. So we like that.
Yeah, we have not had a lot of fires because we both get I don't like the smoke. It always, wherever I sit is where it goes. So when we got this one to test out earlier this summer, and we did a video on it, we were very skeptical of it. Yeah, but it really works the way it's designed, and it folds up. So we take that with us. We'll be using it at our campground gathering in Natchez, Mississippi in a couple of weeks. So those of you who are going to that's in our community, ask to see our smokeless fire pit, and we'll hook it up. Deborah Fieldson.
Manual jacks can be lowered with an attachment to a power drill. Works great if you have power at the site.
Or if you have a battery powered drill, but that's one of them. And others just have a crank. The power drill is great if you take a battery powered drill and you just put that attachment on that, and you can make it go up and down. It doesn't take hard. It's very easy. But awesome, great. Even if there's no power at the site, you should be able to do it with a battery powered drill. Chuck Cleveland.
Hey guys, just a comment on the e-bikes. We bought a couple of VI foldable bikes, and we are very pleased with their performance and price points. Good luck out there and enjoy.
Well, we get a lot of inquiries from e-bike people asking us to test their bikes, and Rad Power Bikes has been one of our sponsors. And I think it's important that we look at other stuff that's out there because it's so popular. So we're going to pay more attention to those offers that come through, and we'll try another one out.
And we love our Rad Power Bikes.
Oh, they've been great.
We have no problem with them.
But
we've let our neighbors borrow them.
Oh yeah,
everybody likes them.
And but they're big. They're full size bikes, and they just aren't as easy for us to carry in the RV we have now as it was in our previous RVs. So I think we ought to look at a collapsible bike, and we're going to look around. We'll see what we can find, because so much has changed in the last few years with e-bikes. Thank you, Craig. Craig Wilson.
Mike and Jennifer, have you had any issues with your coach swaying while driving?
No. Have you noticed it?
Because of dualies.
Dual wheels.
We don't have the sway. When we had our first RV with just 4 wheels, I remember being scared to death a couple times with the wind blowing it, and trucks used to bother it.
Yeah, that first one we had 10 years
ago.
So
I'm good, because if it's windy or inclement weather conditions, you won't let me drive. So you're the one to ask.
You shouldn't tell people that. They're going to say I'm sexist.
You just want to live.
Yes, it's survival. No. But we haven't had any problems. There's enough weight on these RVs. Ours is a small Class C or B plus, as they call it for marketing purposes. But even our extended length Sprinter vans that we had before, with the dual wheels, much more stable, we've not noticed any problem with swaying. When we had just the single wheels in the back, a lot of
swaying. Was swaying.
Yeah. There was. It was considerable. Bernadette Butler.
We saw the foldable fire pit you featured on your video and bought one and love it. I'm so happy that you like it, because we like ours.
Yeah, it's fun when you find something that you really like that you can tell people about, and then they get it and they really like it too. And we have to remember this, because we'll show you stuff and sometimes we use it, sometimes it works, and then people buy it, and we don't ever want to have us selling stuff that we don't use or believe in ourselves. So we're kind of careful now in what we say we use. And
I got really worried today because I recommended that vacuum.
The Shark vacuum?
Yes.
It's a great vacuum.
No, it's not working. So I don't know what happened to it. I might have worn it out, because I use that thing so much. It's not picking up. So I don't know if I've worn down the brushes on it or what's going on. But maybe I need you to take a look at it, see if the two of us looking at it, we can figure out what's happening.
Well, we'll have to look and see.
Yeah, but I thought, man, I just said nothing but praises about this thing, and then today it was letting me down.
Yeah. And then there's some things that we have on our gear page, for example, that we have been using for 10 years. And I think about those Pico folding chairs, telescoping chairs. We have 2 of those. They're just awesome. We'll be using them in Natchez. Our e-bags that we carry our clothes, those are 10 years old. We've had those. And so there's a lot of stuff that does. Oh, there's our gear page that and you can see all the stuff. But we do try and actually use the products ourselves before we tell you about it now, and that we like it. So.
And I thought, if I take this vacuum into the vacuum repair shop, it'll probably charge me more than what the thing cost.
Yeah.
Ed Richards.
Ed Richards.
I will be bringing my electric XP1 folding e-bike with me to Natchez. You guys can take it for a test ride.
All right. Yeah. I want to see how
like a plan.
We'll see how it, and you bring in your ham radio gear, Ed? Because when Jennifer goes off exploring towns, I'm going to be watching Bo, and maybe I'll set up a HF station there, and we'll see. Mike Cortez.
We went to pick up our Thor VA241 at General RV in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We bought it at the Hershey RV show. After close inspection, we found so many things wrong with it, major things, we did not buy it. Kind regards.
Well, Mike,
That's
that
sad.
can certainly happen. We have looked at that Vega and we like it. You know, it's got a lot of people like it. It's got a really nice floor plan. It's got a lot of room. It's a C about the size of our former Unity. But I'm glad to hear what you found, and that you didn't get stung with it, that you did what most people need to do, is realize that you check that thing out close before you take it home.
Because it's a lot of money.
And that happens. That happens is, there's a lot of stuff. It's just more complicated than I can. But sorry we didn't meet you guys at the show, but you probably did the right thing and not taking something.
We are just so glad that you were able to get out of it and that you looked it over good before you took it home. And we were out on the road with it someplace and realized a lot of things didn't work. Yeah.
Well, let us know what you do find and what you do end up getting, Mike. Good for you for checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Arms.
What do you recommend, a fifth wheel or conventional?
Well, for a towable, it's hard to say.
We've never towed a fifth wheel.
We've never towed a fifth wheel. I would like to try out a fifth wheel. We have owned a travel trailer, a towable trailer. We loved it. It was great.
And we had a Coleman pop-up.
And we had a pop-up, but we've never had a fifth wheel. They're a little bigger than what we are used to. I certainly see the appeal of it, the fifth wheel, hooking it up. It just feels a little more stable back there in the pickup truck. Plus, you got all that room from your pickup, and you get to have a pickup truck, which I've had one. I've had two of them.
We've had a couple of them.
But I'd like to have, I can see, and they're nice. So if you're just starting off, I probably would recommend a fifth wheel. You can get a small one. They're pretty cool. Or if you want to get an ultralight trailer, get one of those and try that. But
how are the ultralights when the wind's blowing? Sometimes I look at the tires on some of those trailers and they look so
I don't know.
narrow.
I know that it depends on what kind of a hitch you have.
If you've got hitch is important. I forgot about that.
This stabilizing hitch, it's not bad. We towed a travel trailer with a Class B up and down the Rockies, and we had a great hitch, and we had stabilizers on it, and up and down, and it was awesome. That was some years ago. We took our family. We had one of them in a borrowed RV following us, and then we towed a trailer for our daughter and her family, and then we had our van. But I've never done a fifth wheel. Never driven a fifth wheel. But I would maybe because it really does sort of appeal to me. Yeah, it's all the hitch and how stable it is.
Mm-hmm.
Travel One.
You both seem so happy being married. Any tips? You're both too cute. I'm not a camper at all. Lots of laughs.
Well, thank you. She's cute. I'm not very cute.
Our life has been like everybody. You got your ups and your downs, but we have had an incredible amount of fun. And it probably is because we're both the youngest in our families.
Yeah. Hey, you want to do something stupid?
Yeah,
okay. Let's do something stupid. What kind of tips would you give Travel One for being happy and married?
Well, the person okay, here you go. Here's your little life lesson. The person who married us told us on our first night of our wedding to get on our knees and to pray that God would bless our marriage and keep us together. And we weren't we attended church, but we had silent meditation because we didn't know exactly what we're supposed to say.
What's this prayer stuff? How do you do that?
I think only God kept us together.
I do too. And that's another thing. But if you ever run into us, we'd love to talk to you about it. We'll tell you all about it. But I think the other thing is just to realize she's always right. You got that? You're good. Ed Richards.
I haven't installed the HF fridge in the new road track yet, but may well get it done before Natchez. We have that. What is that?
That's it. Yeah. What is that? That is, he's talking about, wait a minute. I have it over here.
Do we have that
he's talking about, this is the Yaesu 2T, and that's a handy talkie. And this is the Yaesu 3T handy talkie. So he's talking about ham radio stuff, everybody. If you're all wondering, over here,
I thought that was a fridge.
This is my ham radio shack, my station, as we say.
Fridge.
And we have it in our RV. Ed is also a ham radio operator. In fact, Ed, I think, appeals in one of our videos. Didn't we have him one time? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So I didn't know this was ham
yeah,
radio
he's talking
talk.
ham radio stuff.
Okay.
So,
You should have
yeah.
you should have read that when you would have understood it
I
better.
won't go into that because I'll bore everybody else. Mike Curtis again.
We really, really want the Wonder rear twin bed. We are still looking for one.
We love it's just, I really like so much about that RV. Now, there are a couple of things that I wish
we could change.
That I wish we could change. In fact, I'm going to do a video on that.
You're going to do a video? You're going to keep them in suspense?
Huh?
You're going to keep them in suspense?
No, I'll tell you two of them. And this, I think, goes for any RV. Number one, the inverter. It should be a minimum of 3,000 watts. We have a 2,000 watt inverter. If I had a 3,000 watt inverter, that'd be awesome. I have 400 watts of solar. That is arguably enough to top off the two 100 amp lithium batteries we have. However, we have Battleborn 100 amp hour batteries, two of them, so 200 amps. I should have at least 300 amp hours of batteries. So I need a little more lithium and a 3,000 watt inverter. Those are pretty big deals, at least for the way we camp and RV. So, I throw that out there. Let me know. Do you think I should do a video on that and show it and explain it? But other than that, I just said it now. I don't have to. But that's that.
Can I just say one little thing?
Sure.
Okay. I would like to be able to tow.
Then you wouldn't have the garage.
We couldn't have the garage.
Because the garage cuts down on your hitch weight, your tongue weight. And
I'm thinking the older we get, we might like a little car.
So what we're saying is if we were to get another RV, and we haven't made that, it would be able to tow maybe a car or a small truck or something. And I need working area where I can set up a desk and work. Now I can do it. It's fine in the Wonder, but it's not like I'm going to have a rough time when we're down in Natchez. We've got to do a podcast from the road. We've got to do an Ask Us Anything from the road. I've got to edit 2 videos from the road, all while we're hosting a meet and greet down there. So it's hard. There's not a dedicated work area there.
You might have to miss it. Ask Us Anything.
We might not do one of them, but still so those are the things that I love. But the Wonder, we love it. I love the beds.
The beds are extremely comfortable. The storage underneath is good storage.
Garage, but
that's
the trade-off for what you can tow in it.
You got the garage. We put a lot in that garage. There's a lot of storage under that bed, and it's easy to access. You can lift up the mattress, or there's a couple doors that
we're giving. Do you know how much I have to put in that garage? Because we have this supporters.
I don't know how we're
gathering. We're doing a couple.
I don't know how we're going to.
We have all these. We don't want to give it away. We have all these prizes we're going to give away to the people attending that. I have to put that all in the back of that thing.
We're not going to be able to. Well,
we'll figure it out.
The poor shower.
Well, we're going to be using our shower. So anyway, we like the Wonder too. I don't want to tell you.
Yes, we do like the Wonder.
But there's always a trade-off whenever you get cargo conversion, build and camp.
All right. Are you full-timers? No.
Nope.
If not, how often do you travel?
We're on the road.
Before COVID, we were 3/4 of the time.
We're still probably pretty close to that, but we keep our house in Michigan. We have a condo in Florida. We use that to rent. We rent that out, but we visit that a lot. We will never be full-timers. I don't want to be a full-timer. I not even a little bit. Sometimes, we'll go several weeks, but I like having a base, and that's typical of 90% of the RVers out there. So we figured that's our niche. Yeah, if you just want people, I have somebody who's always posted, you should be a full-timer. I don't want to be a full-timer.
I never
remember what you said when we talked about full-timer? Tell him that.
I told him if he wanted to be a full-timer, have fun.
She said if I wanted to be a full-timer, I could get by with a much smaller RV because I'd be in it all by myself.
With the dog.
With the dog.
I never thought we would see what we saw with COVID, when it was difficult to find a place to stay and people wanted you to go away, go to your home, not come to their state. I thought, wow, well, whoever would think that we would see everything that we have experienced the last year or so. And that made me very grateful that we had a home to come home to.
Now, understand, we've been doing this 10 years. So, the fact that we're still, most of the van lifers, they're a little flash in the pans. They go for a couple of months, a year or two, and they're gone. And even some of the other influencers who've been around, who've come on the scene after we did, and there's, they ended up going back and getting a base of operations. So we really like that. Plus, our favorite state is still Michigan. We love Michigan. If you watch us, you know how much we love the UP.
Yeah, we're natives of Michigan.
Yeah.
We don't know any different. We like it.
Yeah,
here.
well, we do. We've been everywhere.
Yeah,
We've been
that's
everywhere,
true.
like Johnny Cash says. But we don't want to be full timers. We don't. So half, 3/4 timers is what we are on an ideal year. Bob Keefe.
Just back from the Western Upper Peninsula. Use your guide to plan our abbreviated trip. Not quite peak color yet, but plenty of beauty to see. Peak color.
I just talked to my guys on my ham radio today, who are up in the UP, and they were guessing that it is about 65-70% today, and then it was raining today. They're telling me, the people who live up there, that peak color will be towards the end of this coming week. So we're debating. Someday we'll have to tell everybody why we've had to stay home the last 2 weeks, but we're debating
the last month.
Are
we going to have to tell them?
Yes, we are. We should, don't you think? Why we were hoping to go up there this week.
It's why we didn't go to the Hershey show early.
Okay. Here's the truth. This is the truth.
This is the truth. True confession time. You had a great big huge box, your monitor, which is what, 32 inches?
Yeah, Ray, can you see this thing right here?
Huge monitor.
This I've been looking for this one particular monitor for video. It's 34 inches.
When you turn into our garage, you drive up and then you have to turn a corner and you're kind of going uphill. And UPS dropped off the box. I didn't see it. And I ran over it. And then I thought it was a computer. I didn't know. But
it's only about this wide, and instead of standing up, they had it down like that.
I ran over it, and
I
thought, oh no! It took him forever to find that. He was so happy that he found that, and I have just run over it. And then I did a totally illogical thing. I stepped on the gas rather than the brake. So our car has much too big of an engine in it, and I was climbing the wall. Mike thought
no, she was literally climbing the wall into our house, smashing through the wall into the house.
So poor Bo was barking. Mike thought a tree fell on the house.
Bo is downstairs.
Yeah, Bo is downstairs. Mike came downstairs and saw the car coming into the house. And poor Mike, it's a wonder he's alive. He thought I was having a heart attack.
I mean, what else would explain
why
that?
Else would I be driving into the house?
Yeah.
I mean, about that.
She didn't drive in that. She drove through the wall into the house.
Yeah. So we have baseboard heat. We haven't had any heat in our house.
Broke off the heat. So there's been no heat.
Yeah.
And a hole in the wall. And it's been a mess trying to get insurance. We got the car back. The car was fixed.
Came back
took
Friday.
3 weeks to get fixed.
And we were very fortunate that they got it back together. We had to pay $60 a day to rent a car.
Oh, we tried to rent a car.
We really did it for 1 week.
We used the RV for a lot to run around in, but
it's not good for the RV.
Yeah, I didn't want to wear that thing out. So we rented a car, and cars are just incredibly short supply.
People probably don't want to hear about my mistake, but it'll make you feel better if you've ever done it.
Yeah, if you've ever done it, yeah. Oh, that's nothing. You should hear what Jennifer did.
And then you tell people the story about me pushing the wrong pedal. I felt like a senior citizen at a donut shop.
You always hear about that.
Through. Yeah. But then everybody started telling me their stories. You don't have to be older to step on the wrong pedal. And I said, Mike, you could write a book about everybody's
all the people
stories
who told us
who are
that they've
stepping
done
on the wrong
same.
pedal. But I wrecked our car, wrecked our house. We couldn't go to Hershey the way we wanted to. We're still fooling around with our house.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they're going to come at 7:30 a.m. and hopefully get our.
They're going to get the heat fixed.
We have a boiler. I broke the pipes in the cement.
But because of the fires out west, the hurricanes, all of the floods, everything that's happened, all the insurance adjusters everywhere are just jammed right up. So we have no idea when the repairs to our house are going to begin. And that's one of the reasons we were hoping to be away last week. We're hoping maybe we can go away this week, but.
So we've been kind of grounded simply because we had holes in our wall. And I said, whatever gets in our garage, be it a little creature or bugs.
No, the monitor did not survive, Chris. That monitor, I did try it, and it did not survive.
So, here I've just driven into the house. I've wrecked our car. He's got the package and he's opening up this package. And I've just driven this car over trying to see if his monitor would work. And I'm like, Mike, I don't think so.
Oh, anyway. Yeah, I don't know why I
But
did
luckily
that.
you found another monitor.
But yeah, I ordered another one, and I'll tell you, Amazon was great because I called Amazon and they refunded the price on it.
Whatever it was.
I sent them a picture, and
we had to send it back to them.
We sent it back to them, and they refunded it. So anyway, we hope we're on the mend. That was a long explanation. I'm sorry. We probably lost 1 million viewers on that one. Gene Kelly.
I just returned from a 25-day trip out west while traveling through Ohio. We were very impressed with their turnpike rest areas, the electric and water hookup, and other states should do that. We agree.
I just filmed the Ohio Turnpike rest areas.
Yeah, the rest areas.
It's right here on my computer. It's right here on that fancy monitor I just showed you. But I don't think I could call it up real quick without spending a lot of time looking at it. I'm going to put it in my next video that I'm going to do. But
yeah, I mean,
it is awesome.
I wish all the states would do that.
Ohio's Turnpike has, I think, 6 or 8 of them along the length of, it's Route 80, 90. And they're just spectacular. They're perfectly flat. They'll have electrical hookups. There's a dump station there, and it's very reasonable, $20 a night or something. And they're set apart from the hustle and bustle of the rest area. I'm very impressed with that with Ohio. So I'll show that. Nice. I'll show that. I'm doing a video on this upgrade we just had done to our Wonder, and that'll be, I think, this coming Saturday. And I'll stick that little segment in that video about the Turnpike rest areas. Joey D.
We ordered a Pleasure Way Plateau TS van at the Hershey RV show, which should be ready late November. That's quick.
Sure is.
We will have a 6-hour drive through Pennsylvania to bring it home from the dealer. Any advice? Check it out.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going to. So you're going to drive
coming
through
from?
where you're going to pick it up. It looks like probably from Fretz. Fretz is a great dealership. We visited, and we know Steve Fretz, the owner, great guy. Very reputable place. So, and then Pleasure Way makes a really good van. We think the world of the Plateau is great, but look it over really good. Make sure you understand it. So I don't know where you're going to when you're going through Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania's got great state parks. You've got Gettysburg. You've got the mountains. I don't know. So I don't know which way you're going, but take your time, enjoy it. First night, stay within 20, 30 minutes of the dealership, so that if you have a question, you can get back there the next morning.
Make a video when they explain everything to you. Don't be rushed because you're so excited. Take your time. Make sure you understand it. Take notes. Take a video.
But the walkthrough, when they give you the walkthrough video, the whole thing, so that you can go back and play it. Yeah, good. Congratulations, Joy.
Get out the manual if you want to. I don't know, but it's a lot to
even understand. Now you could go to the Pleasure Way site and download their manual and start reading about it. So you kind of know everything about it that you can. And there's a great Pleasure Way group on Facebook. Join that and you'll learn some stuff. Our friends Davis, Tandy, and Buster.
Camper next to us just bought a new Thor Chateau 28A, and we're on their maiden voyage. Fridge, hot water, AC didn't work. The toilet wouldn't flush. They canceled the trip. Oh, that is so sad.
That's the second problem we've heard with Thor. Wow. I should talk to them. I'm debated doing a story on has quality slipped.
Oh, we don't want to go that route.
We don't?
No, we don't want to start.
She doesn't think I should do a story on has quality slipped at the manufacturer since COVID. It's kind of a negative story. I'll let you guys make the reports like that.
You guys tell them.
All right. Jerry Cornelius.
The great chair debate. What is the best chair for outside? Durable and comfortable.
Oh, gosh. Well, I think the best chairs overall that every RVer ought to have are the Pico telescoping chairs from Pico, P-I-C-O.
They're not my favorite. They're his favorite.
They're not the most comfortable, but they collapse to about that big, and they fit everywhere. We've had ours for 10 years.
They're heavy. When you carry them from spot to spot, they're heavy.
They're not as heavy as a full-size chair.
I have very long legs, and I tend to tip over if I'm not
I like
paying attention to what I'm doing.
But we have a rocker I forgot
The
what the name
Rapper's
of
too
it.
heavy.
They're all too heavy. I
Yeah.
mean, and then we bought a really nice camp chair from
Camping World.
Camping World.
And
I
we
like that.
We both like that one.
It's got a little table that pops up on the side.
Yeah. Holds your cup, little
Um,
table.
So, you know,
If you got room to carry it. A lot of times you don't have room. So
that's why those Pico chairs are so
that's
great.
why you get those. And they are comfortable, but they're not the most
And we
comfortable.
love gravity chairs, the ones that you can kind of tilt
Then
back.
you need a lot of room.
Jennifer calls them look at the sky chairs because you tilt back and look. Those are really nice. So we got time for a couple more. Phyllis Ray Glabe.
What is the difference between sway bars and stabilizers?
Sway bars are what you want to keep it from swaying. And I think I used the phrase stabilizer for the hitch, and what I meant was sway bars. So stabilizers are things that keep it up and down when you park it. So sway bars are what you want to have. And some people, you know, you want a really good system if you're going to tow and have good sway bars on it. All right, we got one more question.
You got to tell everybody to.
Oh, okay. I got to
We forgot
pitch
to
one
do
more
that.
time. If you
We're
just
so
joined
busy
us,
talking about.
would you do us a favor?
Do it brief.
Okay, please, if you haven't already done so, go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/RV Lifestyle, and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It'll help our videos get shown in more places. YouTube notices that. And while you do that, click the bell icon. They notice that too. And then you notify when we have new videos online. And if you have already joined us, just give this a thumbs up. Give us thumbs up right now. There we go. Okay. New merch. This is one of our shirts, Happy Trails. And there's a sign. And we just introduced, we're going to have a whole new look for RVlifestyle.com, our travel blog, which is kind of our flagship platform. And it's got a new logo and a new slogan and new shirt. It's out. I think you can see it on our Facebook group and other places on Facebook. It's on, I think it's on there too, if you go there and you look at it. And we'll be wearing ours as soon as it comes back from the printer next week, maybe. We'll see. Partners, those are all the folks whose products that we use and can recommend. And many of them will give our followers here a good discount. So you can check that out at that link right there. And then don't forget that free map we're talking about where you can see all the cool spots to stay around the country. We love that map. That is so much fun. There's hundreds of them now around where people share, you know, go to this restaurant or check out this. Everything from harvest hosts to campgrounds to fun places, things not to miss on the route. So that's all we got. Let me just double check with Phyllis and make sure I have covered everything. Anything I need to tell everybody?
No, it's all good. We will have a new sweepstake soon, and we'll announce that when it gets all organized. And everybody behaved themselves on YouTube, I think. It was a good night.
Oh, that is great. That is awesome. I just see a couple of really quick things. I just want to share these. Somebody's Tangfish says about your accident, we're all human and make mistakes. You all have the right attitude. Thank you. Chris, what do you use to connect to the internet and get a cell signal in the UP? Except for the most remote places, you won't have any trouble up there at all, and you'll be good. And some suggested sites in Pennsylvania, Shanksville, the Memorial, lots of stuff. Chair needs to hold 300 pounds. Well, not for me, but other people.
People may.
Any possibility of selling us used RVs to India? No, it's too hard, too costly, impossible to ship. Thank you guys for being there and watching. We'll any other questions, send it to us at Mike and Jen at RVlifestyle.com.
Happy trails.